Now, increasing domestic funding and the nexus between malaria and climate change was today on spotlight at the Southern African Development Community Malaria Technical Committee meeting. Zimbabwe took over the chairmanship of the regional bloc, and this makes the country host for all SADC Malaria Committee meetings throughout that tenure. On the two-day agenda of the ongoing technical meeting is malaria elimination and the need for coordinated action between neighboring countries. We get more in the following report.
Despite malaria being a serious public health threat in Zimbabwe, its response has mainly relied on donor funding. The World Health Organization argues relying on external funders for malaria programming is unsustainable. Malaria has continued to claim lives, and this year alone 73 deaths have been recorded after 33,528 cases were reported.
Mobilizing resources domestically will be the ultimate determining factor to make sure that whether you will attain elimination and sustain it or not. So otherwise, if you are dependent on external sources for your program activities, when the external sources pull out, then everything will collapse, and then you come back again. Because the transmission, with malaria is about, as long as you have mosquito, you have the parasite, the transmission will continue. The moment you relax one of your interventions, then the mortality and the morbidity will increase.
As the region aims to eliminate malaria by 2030, climate change has also remained one of the critical topics. Experts argue climate is likely to change the face of malaria in the region, hence the need to strengthen domestic funding.
In this review meeting, we are also looking at that link between heavy rainfalls or rainfall patterns and malaria cases in a country, malaria deaths as well in a country. Like I said, there's a very close link. Every heavy rain season is immediately followed by a spike in malaria. So we want to use that as a forecasting tool, an early warning system for countries to enable them to do appropriate resource allocation in anticipation of possible upsurges.
While Zimbabwe has made progress towards making malaria services accessible, the country is faced with yet another challenge: insecticide resistance. This again calls for a strengthened regional collaboration to find alternative interventions for malaria control and elimination.
I think, as you know, we are encouraging to work together in the region and also working with our partners. We have WHO, we have got ALMA. They are all helping us to move forward. We also have rollback malaria, and these partnerships have come up with technical advice for us to move forward, and they've also come up with funding to support the programs so that we implement our programs without many challenges.
With all these emerging threats, the region faces a mammoth task to eliminate malaria by 2030. For ZTN Prime, I am Mirira Nsingo.